Welcome back. Now, this next theme song is likely to ring a bell, though the game itself got gonged due to a lot of bugs. But we thought the intro was pretty hilarious, and we just had to show it to you.
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Beats all you never saw, been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Straightening the curves, flattening the hills. Someday the mountain might get 'em, but the law never will.
Well, that brings back memories when Gary Coleman made me laugh and Green Machines got me where I needed to go. Now, getting somewhere in Donkey Kong 64 can be more difficult because there's no green machines and it's really, really big. So here's a few tips to help keep your knuckles dragging a little less. Due to its immense size, Donkey Kong 64 is one of those games that can be very daunting, especially when it comes to finding all there is to find and defeating all there is to defeat. These tips will hopefully assist in this sometimes helpless abyss. I call it my 7 strategic steps to Donkey Kong success. The first tip seems obvious enough, but is often overlooked when playing console games. Turn up the sound on your television. Nearly every important item and location in the game makes a different kind of sound. So learn the sounds and follow them. They will undoubtedly lead you to something you've missed. 2. Due to the camera and controls, using Diddy Kong's jetpack can be extremely frustrating. To aid in this aviary debacle, here is a tip. Don't throttle and turn at the same time. Just turn, head in the direction you want to go, then throttle. And instead of slamming on the gas, simply tap the throttle for better control, keeping the camera in line. 3. It's sometimes difficult to get through the giant levels in Donkey Kong 64. One way to know if you've explored an area is if you find bananas or balloons lying around. If you see a banana, keep going. You've probably overlooked this part of the level. 4. One key part of finding all the booty in DK64 is to use the banana ports wisely. If you find one that isn't working, you know you need to keep exploring the level to find the other one. Also, be sure to use all the Kongs in all the banana ports, as in later levels, there are areas that can only be accessed through them. 5. This can be a lifesaver. If you find yourself running low on health, simply find a character switch barrel, enter it, and even if you haven't switched Kongs, you will have replenished your melons. It's a cheap fix, but worth it. 6. Blowing up balloons to procure their bountiful bananas is done best by shooting it at the end of its trail, while it pauses to turn back the other way. For circular path balloons and other flying objects, fix your sight on the path and wait, sniper style. And finally, strategic tip number 7. Don't choke when it comes to beating the bosses. Like most computer-generated, artificially learned creatures, the bosses in DK64 have movement patterns that are predictable. So, instead of freaking out and mashing your buttons till your thumb calluses, you must be at one with the boss. Breathe slowly, observe, then attack. I call this the Sessler method. So remember, listen closely, finesse the throttle, use the banana ports wisely, manage your melons, bust the balloons, and last but not least, use the Sessler method. You know, some say the Sessler method's a myth, but hey, I know. If you want to see the Donkey Kong 64 strategy guide again, go to the Game Help section of our website, where you'll find it in streaming video, along with hundreds of tips and cheat codes to help you with your game. And if you're thinking of rushing out and buying the Dukes of Hazzard title, we recommend that you wait until you see our review on next week's show. And if you can't wait till next week's show, join us in our chat session Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I'll give you my personal opinion on the Dukes of Hazzard and any other game you want to ask me about. So until then, bye-bye.